What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Berman. Today we are hitting the VGC Series 2 ranked ladder once again with my Trick Room, Screamtail, Slitherwing, Ironthorns team. Gang, I put out a video using this team where we tried to focus as much as Screamtail. Put that out on Friday. All right. I'm now recording on Monday with the team again, as I said I would, because I want to try and focus on Slitherwing in this video, see if we can't get some good Slitherwing battles. And yesterday, what does Wolf Glick do but win the Orlando Regional with Screamtail? That's good stuff. I loved seeing it. I sat there, and I'm a Wolfie fan anyway, but he picked Screamtail, and nobody else was using Screamtail. This was the first regional, in case you didn't know, that you were allowed to use Paradox Mons. It was the first one in Series 2. And he pulls Screamtail out. Now, he was running a set and a team in which Screamtail has Perish Song, and so does Flutter main. So he was running like Gothitelle, and he had like an Arcanine on his team. But in the fact that Screamtail was shocking everybody with how many hits it could live, that's exactly what we're doing here. That's exactly what I was trying to showcase about Screamtail, and I'm so happy that I got to see it not only in my own video, and got to see other people react to how crazy some of the battles were in that video. Go check it out if you haven't already. But then also get to sit down this weekend and see a Screamtail team, see it piloted by one of the coolest presences in Pokemon as far as battling is concerned, and see him go so far with it as to actually win the whole thing with Screamtail. It was just so cool, and it was awesome. And I hope that if you're looking for Screamtail teams, you go look at like a Perish Trap version of it, because Wolfie did share the rental code for his team, but also look at what this thing can do, because the idea with this team is go to my video if you want to watch the full team breakdown. Go to the last video. That'll be linked somewhere in the cards up at the top of the screen around this point. But what my Screamtail does is it sets Trick Room with min speed, and it has Reflect and Light Screen with Light Clay, and supports the rest of the team. And the idea basically with this team, without going too far into it, is that all of these Pokemon are built with max HP and max whatever their attacking stat is. Besides Screamtail and Sableye, they're both full special defense. You want to identify whether or not your opponent's going for Trick Room. You want to try and get up Trick Room if they're going for a faster mode. If they're trying to go for Trick Room, you want to reverse Trick Room or just set screens and let your Pokemon just be faster. And even if things go south, even if you're not in the right mode, you have Sucker Punch on Brute Bonnet, you have First Impression with Slitherwing, and you have Quash with the Sableye. So hopefully you can still be doing the important damage you need to be doing before your opponent gets to attack anyway. That's kind of the idea. That's what we're going to try and do again today. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like weird teams, because I'm sharing weird teams all the time. The channel's growing by the day. It's so exciting to see it happen. We're almost at 4,000 subscribers. That's crazy. That's nuts. I think we'll be there by the end of February. If you wouldn't mind helping with that, if you're not already subscribed, check to see if you're subscribed, hit the sub, and I'd love to see you over on the Berm Firm Discord as well. Link to that in the description. Rental code PokePaste also in the description. All the stuff. Thanks so much for watching, and let's hop into some battles here, shall we? Okay, Pablo's running a team that does look familiar. Is this Ashton Cox's team from the regional? Ashton ran a Roaring Moon and a Golden Go, and I think those other. I think it might be. I can't remember specifically. I'm also really my memory just has been rocked in my late 20s, but I think it doesn't matter. It's not like I would remember what the sets are anyway. I'm just looking at the team. I love Screamtail, because Screamtail actually, even though Screamtail does not have great offenses by any means, it's 4 times super effective with Stab against the Roaring Moon. Very, very good and useful. I think I definitely lead Screamtail. I also would love if Slitherwing does have some stuff it can do because of the Stomping Tantrum. I got to be careful about Trick Room in this game, and I got to bring Bonnet. So let's go Bonnet, Slitherwing, and Torkoal, because I do think with the right support we can make Trick Room work for us, right? The Amoonguss and the Gastrodon are the things I'm most scared of, like popping Trick Room and then like getting rocked by those two. Luckily, we can hit the Amoonguss pretty hard. I'm also like, again, something that I will change about this team if I ever make a reiteration is that right now I Brute Bonnet is a water Terra type. Not the worst Terra type for Brute Bonnet, but Poison, I've realized, covers your weakness to fighting, covers your weakness to fairy. Poison's the play, and I just don't have it. What I will say is that we're definitely slower than these two Pokemon. So, I feel like I can Trick Room. And I could Terra Water just to take things at a resistance. I think I may. And we can, let's just Spore the, that guy. Spore the Flutter main. They're going Terra Flying. So I wonder if they are going for, like, Acrobatics. That's, like, a pretty big set with a Roaring Moon. You pop the booster energy, and then you just go for Acrobatics as, like, a really strong stab, physical, high base power after you've used your item flying move. Shadow Ball. You'll see how well Screamtail takes this. Doesn't even take half. I think that is a roll, too, by the way. Oh, my God, and they went for Tailwind. Look, by the way, they miss you can tell sometimes if your sleep's going to come off. Obviously, it's Spore, it's going to go off. But you can tell with, like, Sleep Powder, too, and stuff. You can see the opponent's sleep animation go off before your move hits in the same turn. It happened a couple of times in the regional I was watching this weekend. I was like, that Pokemon's going to go to sleep by the end of this turn. The Sleep Powder hits, or it's yawned, and I know it's not going to switch out because I'm looking at it and its eyes are closed. That's what happened with Fluttermane just now. It was asleep before I used Spore. Weird thing about this game. We can now go for... well, we can go for... I think just Light Screen, right? And I'll just Spore that thing too. Let's just start getting our screens up. Again, I'm like not mad about like not killing these Pokemon until after Trick Room's over, because I do think that there's a good chance that Trick Room Pokemon are in the back. So I don't necessarily want to be or need to be under Trick Room when they come out. That was Light Screen. Here's Reflect. Let's Spore this slot in case they think about switching out. They'll think again. Nice. Get those screens up. Okay. Okay. I'm going to Seed Bomb this thing. It has such trash physical defense that I think I might be able to kill it. Although, my Brute Bonnet isn't really physically offensive until Sun is up. Then it gets the attack boost that it needs. It's currently pretty bulky, but it has 1 point of investment into, like, boosting its attack over its other stats. Yeah, see, we just barely missed out on that there, unfortunately. And then Trick Room disappears after this turn, which I'm pretty cool with this, how this went. We could just Sucker Punch this slot to see if we can't catch it. They just went for Protect. That's fine. The other thing also woke up. They went for Protect. This is fine. And what's so cool now is that, like I was saying in the team breakdown, we're now going to be in a situation where my Trick Room's going to wear off, and my opponents are awake again. We're out of Trick Room, which is not ideal for this exact situation. But they can't stop me from setting Trick Room again right now because I have the Sucker Punch. I can still move first. I still have the priority to take this thing out before it can deal the damage it needs to pick up the KO on Screamtail. And I don't think that the Roaring Moon can do it. I don't think so. I could be wrong, though. Mine's built way more for special defense than it is for physical defense, so... Oh. Well, there you go. That's how you would do that. Bummer. Not the end of days. It's not Slitherwing's time. We don't have our Rock Terra, so we can't resist flying moves. Yeah, and there's a Golden Go. Okay. We just play this. I mean, we can't set Trick Room, right? So we just play this with Brute Bonnet being a monster. I mean, we super resist Golden Go. I'm actually not scared of Golden Go at all right now. And we just Heat Wave stuff in the sun. That still will do a lot of damage. And if I want to, I can just Sucker Punch the... You know what I actually can do? I can Rage Powder, and we could go for Eruption. I'm going to do that for a turn, actually. Let's do that, yeah. Because I'm looking at this now, I'm like, they're going to do some damage to Torkoal potentially here. But they also might just go for their single target moves. Why would they click Make It Rain right now? You know? Which means that we're going to get a full health Eruption off here. Yeah. And they reveal the Power Gem. Massive. That was huge. Oh my god. That was such a fun turn. I'm so glad that I caught that before locking in Heat Wave. There was no incentive for them to go for... Like, I didn't see... Like, the only thing they could have done is gone for, like, a Protect with Golden Go and, like, an Earthquake. That would have been a nightmare for me. But they, for some reason, were prioritizing going for the... you know, going for the Tailwind, which they do not need, right? Unless they need Gastrodon to be faster than Brute Bonnet. So now we just Heat Wave. We'll live whatever it is, right? Because we have still so many turns of screens. We have two turns of Light Screen left, which is all we need. So we just Heat Wave like right there, and we just Seed Bomb with Brute Bonnet. Brute Bonnet should live it. Both of my Pokemon should live whatever this is. Fully. Lived that too. Thank you, Screamtail. Let's just hit this Heat Wave. Come on, Torkoal. I mean, yeah. Honestly, that's fine with me. You know why? Because it means that Brute Bonnet, if my opponent doesn't cancel here, just gets one more KO. They can't do anything. Sucker Punch kills them. I set out to make Flutter Wing do stuff, but Brute Bonnet really showing its stuff in that game. And while I was saying that Poison actually helps Brute Bonnet more in most situations... against some of the newer threats like Iron Hands and Fluttermane, you saw right there that Brute Bonnet, being water type, disincentivized the Golden Go to go for Make It Rain. That wasn't going to happen. And because the Golden Go didn't go for Make It Rain, it chose to go for Power Gem. Maybe it would have done that anyway, into the Torkoal slot, allowing me to redirect that with Rage Powder, take it with my bulky Bonnet set, and just know that even outside of Trick Room, I was able to go for a full HP Eruption. It shouldn't be possible, but the circumstances in that situation, we put ourselves in a great spot to get that full HP Eruption. I couldn't be happier with that. Brute Bonnet really showing what it can do. Good game to my opponent. Okay. Lots of paradoxes. Every Roaring Moon team I see now, I'm just going to assume that it's Ashton Cox's team. which I obviously shouldn't. I forget what else he had on that team. Very fun tournament this weekend, by the way. I'm sorry if I spoiled it for you and you didn't watch it yet, but go watch it anyway. There's a ton of great matchups that, even if you know who won, it's still fun to watch all the different things people were bringing. That's the fun thing about a new game and a new meta specifically. What do we want to do here? I still want to show off Slitherwing. So whether we should bring it or not, I think I'm going to. We'll go Scream as well. I think I'm going to go Thorns instead of Bonnet, and we'll go Torkoal too. I'm not bringing Sableye. People were asking me, if you didn't know, every single time that I release a video, it premieres live in the afternoon that I post the video, which is something you'll be notified about if you're a subscriber, if you're hit the notification bell. I am always in the chat for those premieres. So for the 30, 45 minutes that the video is premiering, I'm in the chat answering questions that people might have about the team. On Friday, when this first video premiered, people were asking me about, why don't you ever bring Sableye? You can. It's never my instinct to bring it. I know I made the team, and it has Sunny Day, like it does things that are fun and different. I just haven't done it yet, and it feels scary to me to do it. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'll try to do Sableye in the last video. They do just intimidate me immediately, which I don't love. So I think we're going to just hard swap Slitherwing so we don't just get faked out. What we know they're not going to do is they're not going to go for a fighting move into that slot. So I just reflect here. They're not going to go for a fighting move into the Slitherwing slot. They have other things they can do. They're either going to fake out that slot or they're going to go for a fire move into that slot. And just hope it's not a Will-O-Wisp. That's the only fire move I don't want to see going into that slot. They just fake out Screamtail. I'm kind of cool with that. And they Flare Blitz into that slot. We're going to take that much better as Thorns. Okay. Iron Thorns is out here to do some serious damage. We're going to Stomping Tantrum that slot. We don't need to go Bug Terra. That's another thing somebody asked me. They were like, isn't Flying Terra better than Bug Terra on Iron Thorns? I see that, and totally a good option, and very good, and better than Bug in a lot of situations. Specifically against Iron Hands, I like having the Bug Terra because we resist the fighting moves, but we don't then switch into a typing that they can just hit us with an electric move and destroy us like that. I like having the neutral typing still after that. The neutral defensive typing in Bug after that, because Iron Hands still can't deal super effective damage afterwards. Let's see who they're going to Terra here. It's going to be the Iron Hand, so this is no longer going to be super effective, I assume. Yep. Oh, this is Ashton's team. I'm pretty sure, because Ashton was rocking the Grass Terra Iron Hands, which I thought was so cool. Snarls, that's not helping you at all. I'm not really here to deal a lot of damage with Screamtail. Does nothing. CC, that was a crit. That was not a crit? Oh, that was not a crit. Dang. Okay. We're still going to Rock Slide. We're still going to move first here. Now I just set another screen. Iron Thorn's obviously going to go down. What I love seeing... Oh, no! They had the E-Speed. I should have known that. I saw the Snarl last, but I also saw the Flare Blitz, meaning, yeah, they were always going to have the ability to do that. Here comes the Wild Charge into Screamtail. Screamtail obviously going to eat that up. What's fun about the Grass Terra now is that Slitherwing actually comes out here and does a lot for me. But I think what I'm actually going to do here is instead of First Impression... Screamtail's going to U-turn off of this thing, because I think they're probably just going to switch it out. Slitherwing should move before Arcanine. I think we saw that. I think we saw the flinch. Oh, no. We just switched out Cold. We don't know if it's... Actually, we do know, because Slitherwing is faster naturally than Iron Thorns. So Iron Thorns was outspeeding the Arcanine. And now we U-turn on the same turn that we Trick Room, which is a really nice facet of this team. It's why I oftentimes lead Slitherwing and Screamtail. You can Trick Room on the same turn that you U-turn. And there's that thing. I don't mind breaking that sash. Oh, Arcanine did move first. What are we doing? I mixed that up somewhere. Maybe they were moving before Iron Thorns. That's so strange. Okay. It's actually fine, because this actually puts me in a way better scenario than that other thing did. And I'm so happy that there are Grass Terra Hariyama in the back, or Iron Hands, whatever these things are called. And the slow U-turn also worked for me there. I was assuming that my Torkoal would just be able to tank a Flare Blitz there behind Reflect, and I wouldn't care about whatever damage that was, but now we're actually like fully healthy. So that's not a bad thing. Let's go Terrifier here, and let's just Eruption. I'm not going to play any games. And what I can actually do too... Yeah, Screamtail doesn't need to be out anymore. So I think I'm going to go Slitherwing just to see if we can cheekily get him in here. Like, Torkoal's got to be their focus now, right? To deal damage to it. And I think we can get Slitherwing in here, which means that if we drop a Pokemon or two and they need to bring Iron Hands back out, we could just hit it with a First Impression. If there was a chance to get Slitherwing again in on a hard switch instead of like a free switch from a Pokemon dying, it was right here, and so I want to try and roll the dice on that. Yep, there's one Protect. I would imagine they're probably going to go for like a Snarl with the Arcanine, praying that they live this hit. Which they might. Just barely they do, yeah. Probably a Snarl. We hit for a crit. And they are going to Snarl and get me down to there. Okay. We're going to Eruption again, because even though we took a little bit of damage and we're at -1, we'll definitely finish off these Pokemon. And I'm just going to U-turn again off of this slot. They just protected. They can't do it again. I really like the idea that if they're able to stall out my Trick Room, Slitherwing can still come back in and hit with that First Impression. They're going to sack something. Oh, give me a U-turn off of that thing for some neutral damage. Not bad. Attack boosted neutral damage. They do go for an E-Speed on Torkoal, which is kind of a fun thing. They're trying to chip down my HP. This is going to do damage. Watch this. Slitherwing's going to do some good neutral bug damage to this moon. I didn't want to say it, because there's also a chance they were built with some bulk. But, yeah, that's very satisfying. We have the special defense, so we have a lot less to worry about from the bundle. They can fake out here, which is a little bit worrying. We got to check our Trick Room turns. We only have the 2 left. I protect Torkoal. I think I just keep Torkoal in for the rest of this game. Because if I can get rid of the bundle, then I have confidence that Slitherwing comes in and finishes off the Iron Hands. So I just go for a Dazzling Gleam here, try to get some chip. Got to assume they're faking out the Torkoal slot here. Yep. That good. That's enough damage. Watch how well Screamtail takes that, doing nothing, doing no damage. And I think I just erupt again. They no longer have that priority. Yeah, I just erupt again, and I go for another D-Gleam. I need to get rid of the bundle. We're not going to get rid of the bundle. But also, can Slitherwing set up another Trick Room? It might be able to. If they're going to protect with bundle there, that opens the door for Slitherwing to be able to set something else again. Oh, and that's just so much. I mean, D-Gleam might take that thing out now. Oh, not after a Drain Punch, though. Yeah, it did nothing. Okay. No more Trick Room. All I do here, honestly, is I Earth Power into that slot with the Torkoal. We're Quiet Nature. We're only at -1. Earth Power should kill that thing. If I get rid of that thing... Do you know what? The same goes for the other Pokemon. So I think I just go for a Heat Wave, and as long as I don't miss both, Torkoal should live this turn. Yeah, we have our screen still up. God, Screamtail is absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to roll the dice on hitting one of these 2 Trick Rooms. Or sorry, Heat Waves. They went for a Hydro Pump. Torkoal avoids. That's amazing. It didn't matter in the end because Slitherwing... Again, as long as one of these Heat Waves hits, looks like they're both going to hit. That should kill both of them. Yeah. I wanted my boy Flutter, Slitherwing, to be able to come in at the end there after Torkoal or Screamtail went down. I assumed they'd double into one of those 2 Pokemon. They missed the Hydro Pump. Maybe they would have killed Torkoal there. Although we had the light screen up too. I don't know that Torkoal would have died in the sun to a Hydro Pump. Like, that's just the beauty and power of this team. Even outside of your Trick Room, you can still... Slitherwing... Or sorry. Flutter Tail... What? I'm losing my mind. Screamtail's ability to live hits, and I don't even have to be worried about Screamtail being at half HP, because by the time it's at half HP, it's set up a screen, Sun might be out on the field. The first half HP of Screamtail is so much different than the second half of your HP bar, because by the time that second half of the HP bar is getting hit, Screamtail's bulky enough to live a first hit from anything, right? Then, once you get Sun going, once you get a Reflect or a Light Screen up, once you get both Light Screen and your Special Defense boost, that second half of the HP bar might as well be a new HP bar. Like, it's so bulky after that. And so you can just sit there and be like, yeah, I'll get Trick Room back up. Yeah, I could just play towards that. Like, it's just nuts. It's wild. Screamtail's insane. And so happy to see Slitherwing hit that crazy hard attack-boosted U-turn on that switch. So much fun. Good game to my opponent. All right, going up against Gengar. Gengar himself. They have a Trick Room mode too. That's fun. I see the Bonnet, and while it might seem like Slitherwing is not fit for the Psychic Terrain matchup because First Impression can't work, it still likes hitting Psychic types a lot. And it still has the Stomping Tantrum for the Armor Rouge. So I'm kind of tempted to go with a different mode than I've been going the entire time I've used this team. The Screamtail lead is so strong. But I mean, I guess I don't know what else I'd do. Let's go Screamtail, because we could reverse their Trick Room too. I like Iron Thorns here, but I think I also like Brute Bonnet. I think it's not a Torkoal game. I think we just use our... This is the different mode we're going to use for this team. We're not going to bring my own Torkoal, assuming they're going to bring theirs and just boost my Photosynthesis anyway, right? So we don't need Torkoal for that support. And because we know that they're slower and have that Trick Room mode, we are going to... this is actually really interesting. I think that's a final gambit. Let's go for a light screen. I think that Screamtail has too much HP for Annihilate to be able to take it out with a final gambit like that. And let's U-turn off of the Indeedee. This is interesting. I didn't foresee this. I just kind of assumed it was going to be Armor Rouge Indeedee. Because we know they're hard Trick Room, my thought process is, let's just not bring our Torkoal. Let's always make sure that we're out of Trick Room. They're going to Final Gambit Slitherwing, which I'd rather them do that, actually, than the Screamtail here. Because they're probably just going to click Trick Room now with Indeedee. And we can reverse that really easily, especially behind a light screen. And if they go Torkoal right now, they're boosting my special defense. Bonnet could come out and Terra. But Thorns could come out and Protect. I think that's just what I'm going to do. I don't want to have to Terra if I can use that later to my advantage. Armor Rouge just comes out right now. Okay. So we definitely just Trick Room here. The last time that Screamtail saw Armor Rouge in one of my videos, it didn't end well for Armor Rouge, so let's reverse the Trick Room. Like an Imprison is kind of the only thing I can foresee doing any kind of work here. And I think I just Protect with Iron Thorn so we don't take any unnecessary damage before we're back out of Trick Room. We can also scout to see whatever this is. Probably a Grass Terra. It's just the Psychic Terra. Oh, this is great. So we're going to see how well Screamtail behind a light screen is able to take this. I actually don't know for sure because we also are not in Suns. We don't have that special defense boost yet. They go for the Expanding Force. It's not Helping Hand boosted. Yeah, it's a little crazy. I fully forgot myself that Screamtail resists that. So it's even crazier. Because they're so offensive with their Armor Rouge, I don't think they're going to wide guard here. And if they do, like, shout out to them. That's kind of crazy. So I think we can go into Bonnet now. Although, how many turns? Here's the question. How many turns of Psychic Terrain are left? 3. I think I actually do stay in. We're going to set a Reflect. I don't think we're going to need to. But we'll set one right now just to see if we can't... we'll just go for a Rock Slide to see if we can't get a flinch. They're going to boost... They're going to try and boost the Expanding Force. That's all they can do. I don't know if they have any physical Pokemon in the back. They got rid of their Annihilate. Didn't get the flinch. Iron Thorn's going to go down. Something I am cool with. And here comes Bonnet. Not ideal, obviously, but, you know, it is what it is. We can Dazzling Gleam right there, and we can now just Seed Bomb into the Armor Rouge slot. Yes, because now we are in range of being able to stall out the Psychic Terrain, meaning that I could just Sucker Punch stuff if they do try to get the Trick Room up again. They're not going to do that. We're just going to get the D-Gleam. Interesting. They must be going for like a Heat Wave this time, right? Because I am immune to Expanding Force. They just go for the Trick Room. Okay, cool. And yes, I for sure just reverse the Trick Room again. And all I got to do is stall out one more turn of this Psychic Terrain. All I need for my Brute Bonnet is to live this hit. Now, they're not going to go for they're not going to go for Expanding Force here to try to take out the Brute Bonnet. So I Terra Water, because I think they're going to go for a Heat Wave or whatever their fire move is here, right? And I just Seed Bomb the Indeedee, and then, because the Indeedee is no longer around, because the Psychic Terrain is no longer up, I'll have free range to Sucker Punch the Armarouge after that. And that's if my Brute Bonnet doesn't already just outspeed their Armarouge out of Trick Room. They follow me, not helping hand. That's great news. And it is the Armor Cannon. What a call. So happy with that. And again, I was talking about how I wish I had Poison Terra. I'm so glad I don't have Poison Terra in this exact record. Water Terra is doing exactly what I need it to do for me. Get rid of the Indeedee. Goodbye. We also did find out there that Brute Bonnet is faster than Armarouge. So why that's important is that I should actually be Seed Bombing into Armarouge's slot, because if they Trick Room while I Sucker Punch, I won't get it off. And the sun comes out, and it makes me just so bulky with Screamtail. And we have 3 turns of Light Screen still left. So all I do here, actually, is I just Dazzling Gleam with Screamtail right now, and I Spore the Torkoal slot. I'm actually not scared of the Armarouge at all. What can the Armarouge do? It could Armor Cannon my Screamtail, but because of the drop from Armor Cannon, we were able to take the Dazzling Gleam kill there. So we're totally cool with that. They also boosted Brute Bonnet's attack there with the sun. I've said this before, I'll say it again. This Brute Bonnet set is bulk all the way in defense and special defense, but there's 1 point higher in attack, so that attack is what's boosted in the sun. Out of the sun, it's not going to do a ton of damage for you. In the sun, it's going to do all the damage you need. Let's Degleam. And I mean, Brute Bonnet's not going to take any damage from any of these hits, right? I think I just Sucker Punch. What are they going to do besides attack me? Yeah, they can't do anything else. There's the Heat Wave. See how little this does. Just we're eating it up. They crit Brute Bonnet there, too. That was a crit. This is fantastic. I mean, I shouldn't even need to Spore him again. I'm gonna, because it's the right thing to do, but I shouldn't even need to. The battle was canceled. I mean, I can't express enough how I'm just like so happy that I have a team here that I'm like able to at team preview be like, I think what we do here is just not bring our Torkoal. We can pull this off, keep our team faster, because Screamtail's so reliable as that Trick Room anchor. It just sits there and can't go down. Whenever you're playing against a Trick Room team, it's usually a frail Pokemon like Hatterene, or Indeedee can be a little bulky, but not really. Obviously, there are exceptions to that, but even those Pokemon, like a Slowbro is what I'm thinking about. Like, that Pokemon is not VGC relevant, but like is bulkier and gets Trick Room. Like a Pokemon like that still typically has more weaknesses that you can exploit. Because of Terra, because of Screamtail's ability too, which boosts its special defense even more, and its access to these screens, and its speed, which is another thing that, like, we are min speed Screamtail, but you're watching me outspeed things out of Trick Room and setting screens before my opponent can go, which is so nice to have out of Trick Room. And then in Trick Room, it also does stuff like this Pokemon is nuts. I'm so happy that we are using it with so much success in a different way than it was used with so much public success this weekend. I'm just blown away. And I'm also so happy that Brute Bonnet really showed up in today's video. Just really, really, it feels like a good team. Again, I made it, so it's easier for me to pilot than any of you, but hopefully these videos are helping you be able to pilot, because I really want people to use this team. It's so much fun to use. Good game to my opponent. Hey, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you want to use this amazing Screamtail, Slitherwing, Brute Bonnet, Iron Thorns team for yourself, please be my guest. The rental code is on screen. It's also in the description. The Pokebase is in the description. There's also a full team breakdown in the description for you in case you want to copy the team and change a thing or two that you might see useful. I love hearing about people making slight alterations to my team. I love when you politely suggest things that we can do differently. I'm like always open to creative notes. As long as you're not nasty about it. We're all learning here. I'm not, arguing that my team is going to get you to rank 1. I'm just saying, I'm here to provide ideas, provide a code that you can use and hopefully get to Master Ball or something. Like, that's what we're doing here. And if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing, hitting the notification bell, because we share teams like this all the time. I have another couple of teams lined up for this week. It's going to be so much fun. Make sure that you're renting before this team disappears. It'll probably disappear at the end of next week. So get in there now. Don't wait. Don't say I'll rent it at the end of the week. Do it now. Do it now, because you might not even be seeing this video on the day that it premiered. So do it. Thank you so much for clicking on it in the first place. I want to say thank you for all of my Berm Firm faithfuls. Anybody who joined the live broadcast, hello. How are you doing? I hope you're still sticking around. And thank you for doing so. Thank you for joining the Discord. Very cool to see everybody in here. The channel's growing. It's so fun and cool to see happen. Truly, so much fun. And that's all I got for you. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, my name is Berm. See you later.